If a lesson is going to flip with any success, the at-home learning absolutely has to happen. Welcome to the Hack Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Barnes, providing right now solutions to some of your biggest teaching and learning problems. Now, let's hack learning. And today we are hacking flipped learning. You've heard about flipped learning. I'm sure this is really a popular thing in education and has been for a few years now. What happens in flipped learning is that we send kids home with video instruction. Sometimes lecture, but a lot of times it's a screencast. It's showing students something that it will help them learn a concept or a skill. And they go home and they supposedly watch this video and they come back the next day and very little in-class instruction is needed. They have learned at home if they've seen the video. And now they can come in and they can just work. They can work with other kids in small groups. They can work independently. And the teacher then is really just giving instructions for activity. So the concept sounds like a good one, right? The problem, as you heard in the open, and that was a quote from Hacking Education, 10 Quick Fixes for Every School. And in that book, we talked about the in-class flip. And that is a hack to sort of hack the out-of-class flip, to hack flipped learning. The problem, again, as you heard in the open, is that if a student goes home for a flipped lesson, the idea, they have a video, they're going to sit down, they're going to watch the video, they're going to absorb information that they might otherwise get in class through some sort of direct instruction from a teacher. What we're doing is we're replacing that in-class aspect with this home video. But what happens when the kids don't watch the videos for whatever reason? And this episode of the Hack Learning Podcast is not to vilify flipped learning. I'll let you decide if you think flipped learning is the way to go. If you have pushback, I hope you'll share it with us at hacklearningpodcast.com. And you can go there and look for hacking flipped learning. Click into there and tell us what you think. Because we're always curious to know, do you think flipped learning is the right model? But we're going to give you an alternative because that's what we do here at Hack Learning. And we're going to give you some right now solutions, some ways that you can implement what we like to call the in-class flip. What if you can go back into the class and you can change things up a little bit and you can flip flipped learning and you're going to flip it back into the classroom. So here's what Jennifer Gonzalez and I suggest in Hacking Education, and we'd love to hear your feedback on it. We say go on a treasure hunt. Locate a video online that delivers some simple piece of content related to your subject area, something you haven't taught yet. You could find things on YouTube, you can find them on TED Ed videos, TeacherTube, all kinds of places. And you can find those videos very easily. It wouldn't take you long, just a little bit of browsing, some easy research. And you've got something then that you can use in your class. Next, we want you to prepare a post-video activity. Create some kind of task students can do after they have viewed the video. A written assignment, a quiz, discussion questions, something hands-on that will require application of the learning from the video. So you see where we're going here with the in-class flip. We're going to bring video into the classroom. So next we're going to prepare another independent activity. And this task should not be directly related to the video in any way. We're going to set up some stations in a classroom, and we're going to give kids an opportunity to look at the video that you have selected. So you think of it, if we were in the traditional flipped model, you might find or create this video and send kids home with it. But in this case, we're going to bring that video into the class. And while kids are watching in sort of small groups, we're not going to do the whole class, some other kids will be working on an independent activity, and it might be completely separate from the video that you show. What we want to do next is a test run. So as part of tomorrow's class, you've followed these steps. You found your video. You create two activities, a post-video activity that's related to the video. It can be a quick set of questions. You might use a tool like SurveyMonkey. You could have kids reflect on it. And then you can have another activity that kids are working on at other places because they're eventually going to rotate through to some stations. And if you read Hacking Education, you can see in Hack 7, the Inclass Flip, there's actually a station model set up there, so that's really helpful as well. So we're going to complete this test run. Part of tomorrow's class, have students take turns sitting at the video viewing station, then completing the post-video task. So you're going to have a computer set up. You could put 4 or 5 kids around that computer. They're going to watch this video, and then they're going to respond in the task that you provide. Okay, so you want to make yourself available. Instruct students who are not watching the video to do the independent activity that you created during the time that other kids are watching the video. All right, so eventually what we're going to do is we're going to rotate kids through to see this video. So what we're doing is we're taking the out of class, the traditional flip, and we're going to put it in the classroom. Now, in Hacking Education, we create a blueprint for full implementation. We're founded on the idea of you can do it tomorrow. We're going to give you these things you could do tomorrow. And I just outlined 4 things right out of Hacking Education for the in-class flip. Treasure hunt, post-video activity, independent activity you want to create for kids not watching the video, and then doing your test run. And then in the blueprint, we talk about building this out. Because a lot of people will say, okay, well, that sounds good. I'm hoping people are listening right now. Maybe you're on a treadmill or driving down the road or walking your dog, because that's the beauty of podcasts, right? You can stick them in your ear and keep going. And you might be saying, okay, this sounds good, but I don't see the whole thing. Well, the idea is then we go to the blueprint and we build this out. And in Hacking Education, Jennifer Gonzalez and I say, you want to take inventory. You want to determine how many reliable classroom devices you have. That's a part of building for capacity, because kids got to see the video. So do you have a computer? Are they going to watch on tablets? Are they going to watch on their smartphones? You have to decide what lessons you want to flip. So you need to take some time and think, what does this work best for, this in-class flip? Do I have the video? Am I creating it myself? Is it out there? You want to record lessons. And in here we talk about how you can do that, how you can find them, how you can create your own. You can do some screencasting, which really isn't difficult at all. And by the way, you can find a lot of this stuff. We'll share this text right out of the book at hacklearningpodcast.com, and you want to look for the episode on hacking flipped learning. And we'll share some more of these blueprint ideas there for you to figure out how to flip your out-of-class flip back to in-class. So we're not too concerned then, did the kids really do it at home? We don't have that concern anymore because we've taken the traditional flip, the out-of-class video, and we've flipped it back. Remember, any successful in-class flip needs an activity that students can do on their own independently while they're waiting to watch your in-class instructional video. Why not give them an audiobook to listen to? And the best place to do that is at Audible. As a Hack Learning Podcast listener, you can check out Audible today for free and browse over 180,000 titles, including Hacking Education and Hacking Assessment. Check out Audible today, get it for free, download a book for free at audibletrial.com/hacklearning. Check out Audible, put a great book in your ear, and consider it as a part of your next in-class flip. That's audibletrial.com/hacklearning. As always, we continue the conversation at #HackLearning on Twitter and on the show notes page at hacklearningpodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Hack Learning is a proud member of the Education Podcast Network.